Phantom Sitter. Yes, we are back with the brand new single from the group. This one is called Horror Queen, which, to be honest, based on a lot of the things they've had in their previous videos, which have been creepy, hiding out in the woods like elves and all kinds of other weird imagery and creepy schoolgirls going back to their early music videos. I mean, you name it, they've kind of done it, but it certainly is in line with them to have, shall we say, some rather theatrical imagery in what they do. And I think that's one of the big things that gives them a lot of quirkiness. But also I'm really excited when there's a new Phantom Sitter song, just because, well, do you know what? The music, it doesn't feel perfunctory. It actually feels like the music has some purpose. They tend to deliver songs that at very least are interesting. So, yeah, they always have an interesting theme, something like creative going on in their music, which I guess we should expect considering they are a product of, well, Ado production. Ado is behind this, and I know that obviously they've been going for a fair while now, and I think Phantom Sitter have really taken on a life of their own, but you certainly get that joint DNA in what they produce, that shared sense of creativity and shared sense of theatrical, over-the-top expressiveness. So anyway, let's jump in. This is the brand new song. It's called Horror Queen. That first frame of the music video already has me thinking, where are we going to go with this? Let's find out together. Phantom Sitter, Horror Queen. Love that intro. Straight in with the imagery. Ah, we got a bit of Latin rhythm coming back in again. Bit of an old school kind of. A little bit of Edgar almost in that backing. Starting to notice the pictures on the walls. That's fun. I want a bit more of that harpsichord in the background.
Everybody terrible right now. Very horrible right now. Terrible right now. Very horrible right now.
That's fun. Okay, nice build up. I'm loving the ever-changing sound of the music and the way each member's voice just glides over each part. Okay. It's just a song that feels like it's shifting constantly. Even the imagery just doesn't stop evolving. I've always got like a Grand Budapest Hotel vibe to just how kind of like surreal this is. And yet at the same time it has this kind of beautifully theatrical class to it too.
ひどく恋しちゃって恋しちゃってもはや不滅なそうよあたし気づいちゃった気づいちゃった気づいちゃったの My love に
That chorus is really landing now.
そろそろ気づいて好きなくせにねえ今すぐ決めてよ覚悟を決めてよ笑わせないで笑わせないで今さら何よこれが永遠だって思えるような一生
Even the chorus doesn't
だからどっちどっちするの
It doesn't loop, it just moves on to the next part.
どっちのも選んでも未練タラッタラッだけどいつかはトゥルトゥルトゥルトゥル
Wow. Wow, I don't think, ever since the group was first conceived, I don't think I've come across a single song or anything that captured what makes them special and the whole reason why they exist as well as this. So legitimately for me, this might be my favourite song from Phantom Sitter. I know recency bias is a thing, but I really, really enjoyed this. And as I say, it's mostly because of the fact that this seems to unlock so much of the potential of Phantom Sitter. I'm not saying the previous songs haven't, but this just does it so well. Because if you think about what Phantom Sitter is, at least in my opinion, they've kind of got three main points. One, amazing vocalists. Two, kind of the theatrical, slightly unhinged horror movie occasionally or fantasy movie-esque kind of imagery. And then on top of that, having songs that gel it all together with a kind of crazy, dramatic, again, theatrical sense. And this song gets all three of those right. You want to hear like a really interesting song that evolves? Well, this song hardly ever repeats itself. It's constantly, every few bars changing. There's virtually no phrase or musical melody that goes around twice. There's a couple of little bits where you get a repeated vocal line if it's just kind of like a little burst of semi-rap just to get a rhythm going, but there's no sense that at any point is this song actually repeating itself in any way other than just maybe coming back to the chorus a couple of times throughout the entire runtime of the song. It's so dynamic, it's constantly shifting. This is brilliant writing. From the perspective of the vocals, well, the vocals match that perfectly as well. I really, really got the sense that each and every member, the minute we switched to another member of the group, they were getting to do something unique with their vocals. They were getting to showcase what makes them special. We did have those little punchy bits of semi-rap-esque vocal. We got some dramatic parts. We got all these kind of changes, and it all came round to them singing together chorally as a group in those refrains, those crescendos of the songs, those parts where we're supposed to expect everything to come together. So again, this is another factor that really made it work. The vocals are on point. And when it comes to imagery, well, I mean, we have to kind of look primarily at the music video here. I would say this is one of my favourite music videos from them so far. They have got some great music videos and they all tend to play on a roughly similar kind of sense of using dramatic imagery once again and these kind of things, but I thought this was really creative how it was constantly shifting between little scenes and setups. We had moments where they're in this red room. I've pretty much forgotten about this. There's the one where she's standing in like was this the one in the hotel hallway? Just every time you click anywhere on the video you see a different setting. It's all very well lined up. It all has that big dramatic, very well storyboarded look to it, and frankly I just think that the video really does convey this sense of slightly unhinged circus horror movie kind of vibe that I think Phantom Sitter like to run throughout all of their music and all of their creations. This just feels more than anything like it's a bunch of excitable ideas that want to burst out through the seams, but they're held together by everything working as one. The vocals work with a musical arrangement that not every single artist would be able to pull off. By the same token, this is a musical arrangement that manages to go through a bunch of things and come round to a satisfying ending. You have a video that definitely conveys all of this in a way that is, again, interesting and constantly eye-catching. And I will say, I did have a little look. This was written by Teni Oha, and Teni Oha is not a a writer who I would say I have particularly strong feelings about either way. I know Tony Aha's got some fantastic songs I have enjoyed, but not one of those writers who I would normally say, oh, you're one of my favourites, or you're an artist who I'm always looking for the next thing by. Instead, though, I would say it's an artist name that I put on that list of looking forward to seeing what you have next, rather than excitedly seeking it out. And I will say, this honestly was just a moment of absolute brilliance. The arrangement, everything, the songwriting, this all came together fantastically. And more than anything, I really feel like this is an example of a writer understanding what the actual remit is of this project. Understanding what we're here to do. Understanding who Phantom Sitter is and producing a song that really captures that essence. I thought this was absolutely fantastic, very creative, very enjoyable. Now, on the positive side are all the things I've said there. Obviously, I have to address the other side, maybe potential negatives. I will admit, for a song like this being so enjoyable, again, it very much trades on the idea of not being overly repetitive, which means it doesn't quite focus enough on a chorus hook that could potentially make it an earworm or potentially make it memorable to listeners. It feels that instead of having a central memorable motif, it just has this constant flow of interesting ideas. So it might be the sort of song that doesn't necessarily capture new audiences. However, I think it's one of those ones where if people do give it an opportunity, then it will sit with them. And I think the pure quality and madness of this will make you want to come back to it if you sit down and give it the opportunity of actually watching the entire music video and listening to the entire song from start to end. And I would say that that is a positive sign. Furthermore, I think if you're already a fan of Phantom Sitter, I can't imagine any way in which you wouldn't absolutely love this. But as always, I'm really interested to know, is that how you feel about it? I'm assuming you probably are a Phantom Sitter fan already if you're watching this video, but do you really love this one as much as I do? Do you think it captures the essence of what Phantom Sitter is as much as I feel it does? And where would you rank this? To be honest, recency bias considered, I probably am still thinking this might be my favourite song by the group. I absolutely adored this. But get in the comments and let me know whether you be a Phantom Sitter fan or not. Let me know what you think. And until I hopefully see you very soon for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao.